Why, hello everyone, welcome back. Oh boy, last time we started cross-examining Mr. Anonymous and Anonymous TBD. Oh boy, what a name, what a name. And he is very, very, very suspicious right now. He says he has amnesia, but does he really? I don't know if I believe that anyway. But anyway, we're going to keep cross-examining him because that's what we were doing last time. I'm going to keep doing that more today. So, yeah, let's see where the heck this goes. I was never at the inner sanctum, I tell you. Oh, sure you were. Are you sure you weren't there? All I'm sure is that you're deeply skeptical. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, are all lawyers always like this? Most certainly. They always try to pin crimes on innocent witnesses without any proof whatsoever. They are no better than bacteria or viruses. Yikes, you mean he's contagious? He's gonna give me lawyeritis. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Ew, that was a close one. You almost put me there at the scene of the crime when I wasn't even there. Sure you weren't. That much I'm sure of, even with the fuzzy memory. You just said your memory was fuzzy. I sure did. What's the big deal? I'll tell you what. Your testimony isn't very credible if your memory of the events is fuzzy. Oh, no worries there. My memory may be fuzzy, but I'm very clear on one thing. Here we go again. You ask me whether or not I remember what I did that night, I'd say I do. In short, you are confident that your testimony is true. Is that correct, Mr. Imus? Har 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 har. Exactly. Guess you don't get to be a judge for nothing. So in closing, I can clearly say that I was totally not there. Totally, dude. Besides, it would have been impossible to get right there in the first place. Why do I feel like that's what I'm challenging? What if it really was impossible for you to get to the inner sanctum? If you have something to say, just say it. Have there been another way to get there? A way that wouldn't attract attention? No, there isn't. Which means there is. Perhaps the defense would share its theory with us. I don't know, a wild guess on a theory, though. Kinda reaching my bag of bluffs. To reach the inner sanctum without attracting any attention, he climbed up the cliff? Even the plaza, he fell from the sky? Sounds about right to me. Maybe you fell from the sky. The lawyer thinks he's a comedian now. I was wondering what crazy theory you would propose next. Well, defense, let's hear it. Mr. Imus could have parachuted down. We already know the weather was clear and there was no wind to speak of. Perfect weather for skydiving, I'd say. And what was wrong with that, huh? Isn't there a prison at the top of that mountain? I mean, couldn't he have? I'm not misremembering that, am I? There was a prison at the top of that mountain, right? Now that you've been backed into a corner, your delusions grow ever more delusional. Yes, there's a freaking prison up there! Oh my freaking gosh. The inner sanctum is on a tiny ledge upon a sheer cliff over 2,000 meters tall. One misstep and a skydiver would soon find themselves in the Twilight Realm. Yeah, I don't care how still the wind was, even I couldn't have made that jump. Wait, what's this building on top of the sacred mountain? That's his Royal Penitentiary number 4. Oh right, Princess Rafa mentioned there was a prison up there. Exactly. How do you get your prisoners up there anyway? By helicopter, but only with authorization from the Minister of Justice. He's the only one that can approve flights that pass over the inner sanctum. Mountain range poster update in the court record. Might I also add defense? That no parachute or any other equipment necessary for skydiving have been found. Are you saying I flew down there by flapping my arms? I may be an incredible dude, but even I am not capable of that. Arg! Well, please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Immis. Not like I can fly through the air either. That's the one that gets added on? Okay. It's not like I can fly through the air. We need to flap your arms or you had some gear. As I have already stated, nothing of the sort was found in or around the scene of the crime. Wait a second, though. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe that is something to look at, maybe? I don't know. I'd sure like to see some of that so-called gear you're talking about. I know, but was there really nothing like that in the Inner Sanctum? What if there was something that could have been used as a parachute? Take up the evidence and another look. You continue to claim the witness was at the Inner Sanctum. It said the claim shall remain but a claim without any supporting evidence, Mr. Wright. Yes, I realize that, Your Majesty. Can't find any inconsistencies. I guess I can always try to elicit some more testimony. Always an idea, of course. Boy, you lawyers sure are scary. I take offense to that. Now, hold on. Lawyers aren't scary. Well, you're saying I was at the Inner Sanctum when I wasn't. Anyone try to frame an innocent man like this? That is scary in my book. Lawyers are scary! Lawyers are scary! Yeah, it's a setup! It's definitely a setup! Nice face, Phoenix. I'm not trying to set anyone up. I'm going to provide the evidence and explain exactly how it was done. The gallery speaks true. They know the depth of a lawyer's sin and the poverty of his virtue. There may be some bad apples, but we're not all like that, you know? Don't worry, Nick. I'll still root for you, no matter how morally bankrupt you become. Thanks a bunch, Maya. Oh, jeez. Mr. Immis wasn't at the Inner Sanctum, or more precisely, couldn't get there. I don't see a way out of this. Yeah, these kinds of debates only get worse if you argue them the wrong way. I'll have to pry some conclusive testimony out of him and then present some evidence. Like when you're trying to catch frogs from a pond. Once you've got a grip on one, you better hold on tight. Right, something like that. It's not like it flies through the air either. I mean, that's where you're wrong, good sir. Just to be sure, though. Police are asking for Kingdom subjects to be on the lookout for a male insurgent who escaped from Royal Penitentiary number 4 yesterday. So that's not going to tell us anything about that, then. Or that. I mean, it probably is this thing right here, but I just want to be sure, you know. Just want to be absolutely sure. It's not like I see anything there either, for that matter. It's a nope. And that's nope. I'm just trying to understand how this guy would survive. If he is the escaped prisoner, how the heck would he have made it out of there? That was updated. I don't think that was there before. Senior member of insurgent leadership and former paratrooper of a foreign land. He's a paratrooper? Well, didn't I say before that this guy's nose kind of looked similar to this guy's nose? I think I did make mention of that somewhere, but I can't remember exactly. Or did I mention someone else looked like him? I forget. I don't even remember anymore. I said someone looked like him. I can't exactly check profiles right now, so eh. Okay. I'm pretty sure. If it's not this, I don't know what else it could be, honestly.
Objection!
Mr. Immis is right. He couldn't have skydived down there without any gear. Well now, finally coming around, have you? Now you see that I couldn't have possibly been there at the Inner Sanctum. Right. If you didn't have any gear, that is. What on earth are you talking about? No reaction is a dead giveaway that I'm on the right track. Take a look at this piece of evidence.
Those are prayer flags, are they not?
Yes, but they have been sewn together. Create one big banner, a banner that can also function like a parachute. Pokunka. The evil Khura'in are so used to seeing prayer flags that the police didn't even think twice about these flags during their investigation. No, this cannot be. The witness landed at the inner sanctum by using these prayer flags as a parachute. Where were those at exactly? Were those on the east side? I can't even really recall that. I think maybe they were on the east side. Is that not right, Mr. Immis?
There's no way out. I'm surrounded.
Mr. Immis?
All this talk's jogged my memory. I guess that was there at the inner sanctum after all.
Grrr. Whoa. As I suspected, there were 3 people there that night. You did it, Nick! You weren't wrong after all. Thanks? Mr. Immis, you were the one disguised as Lady Kira that night, weren't you?
What? No way, no how. It's like this. Oh yeah. I was only there at the inner sanctum by accident.
By accident?
Exactly.
Excuse me.
And that thing's not a parachute, it's a homemade paraglider.
A paraglider? Are you telling me you could fly using that patchwork mess of material?
May not look like much, but it's as sturdy as can be. I rode the wind like an eagle, going higher and higher from my earthly launching point. But then something happened that forced me to land at the inner sanctum.
So you just happened to land there? You expect me to believe that?
No, please calm yourself, Mr. Wright. However, the fact that the witness was at the inner sanctum is crucial testimony indeed. And it certainly warrants further explication. Therefore, let's continue with more testimony.
More testimony? Whoa. I mean, we've, like, testified this guy, like, 7,000 times at this point, but okay. Let's keep going. Why I was at the inner sanctum?
That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. But just as Mount Pony Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened. An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum. As I landed, I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory. So, you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident.
A likely story. Mr. Immis, you failed to mention any of this during your pre-trial questioning.
Can't be helped. I mean, I'm just remembering it now.
Continue such slipshod testimony, and he will be cast into the heck of hangnails. Oh. Not the heck of hangnails, oh jeez. Well, you shall have hangnails grown and ripped out for 800 million years. Oh my god.
Hoo-ha! I think we'll pass on that.
Looks like that caught Prosecutor Sadmadhi off guard. This is my chance to rip his case to shreds. Jeez, though. Freaking 800 million years of hangnails. I'm good on that one. Why, I was at the inner sanctum.
That evening, I was enjoying a trek through the night sky with my homemade paraglider. Oh yeah. I love paragliders. You can't stop me from paragliding all the way over to somewhere else. Oh yeah.
Hold it! Hold it! Enjoying a trek through the night sky with your homemade paraglider? You didn't go to pray?
About Khura'in like me can pray anywhere, even while flying through the sky. But I wouldn't recommend you try it. You're bound to end up dead. Har 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 har!
A paraglider? I didn't see anything like that.
That's because the ritual curtain blocked your view. Should have seen me majestically soaring between the mountains.
Really? What do you think, Nick? Don't ask me.
Har har har! I was really enjoying that flight. First anyway.
At first, anyway.
As Mount Pony Pony was drawing near, something terrible happened.
Something terrible happened?
Exactly. When I say terrible, I mean terrible.
What, was there something unexpected near Mount Pony Pony?
What was it again?
Wait, you don't remember?
Let's just say it was terrible.
Yeah, that makes sense anyway.
An accident forced me to make an emergency landing at the inner sanctum.
Hold it!
What exactly was this accident you had?
Good question. Now, what was it again? Wind? Oh yeah, it was the wind. And not just any wind, but a sudden gale force wind made me lose control.
Wind was strong enough to make you lose control?
Got that right.
Okay then, please add that to your testimony. Whoa, it's probably not the truth at all.
Gale force winds came out of nowhere, so I made an emergency landing at the sanctum.
Did you though? Wait, where's the weather? Wait, that's not the weather. It's the newspaper I'm looking for. The area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today. The warmer temperature will make for excellent prayer weather. Be warned, however, that we'll see a cold front move in overnight. When they say calm, they mean the wind is calm. And that sounds like what we're going to be presenting anyway.
Hold it!
And the wind been blowing the whole time around the mountains?
Yep, just the right amount of wind for paragliding. A sudden gale force wind was a real shocker.
I see, so a decent wind had been blowing until then.
Right! Paraglider's not much use without a decent wind.
Oh, shoot.
The land I banged my head, causing me to lose my memory.
Hold it!
Where at the inner sanctum did you land?
That's easy, where the paraglider ended up.
I guess that makes sense. So outside the ritual curtain on the side of the where the moonlight shadows are cast.
As I landed, hit my head on a rock, I lost both my consciousness and my memory. Har 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 har!
Something seriously wrong with this guy. Really, Phoenix? What was your first clue, man?
So you see, I ended up at the inner sanctum purely by accident.
Hold it!
Hold it! You're lucky to be alive after an accident like that.
Yeah, I'm just a lucky kind of guy. Sounds like these that separate the men from the boys.
I'd say you're incredibly lucky, almost miraculously so.
If you got something to say, just say it.
Alright, Mr. Immis. It wasn't an accident, was it? You landed at the inner sanctum on purpose.
What the? I knew it was an accident, I'm telling you. You don't have any proof, so stop making things up about me.
Testimony's like a moving target. Okay, Nick. Time for some evidence, you know. Really grabbed by the scruff of his neck. One thing at a time, Maya. First, I have to find an inconsistency. Where there's an constantly changing testimony, there are bound to be discrepancies in other issues. Yeah, that's very true anyway. And that's what we're gonna be doing now. We're gonna go ahead and nail this down with the newspaper.
Objection!
We have a saying in my country, Mr. Immis. One lie begets another.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means someone caught lying will lie again in an attempt to conceal their first lie. In other words, this current testimony is just a blatant lie you're telling to cover your tracks.
What did you just say?
You claim gale force winds cause you to lose control. This newspaper has the weather report for the day of the murder. It says the area around the inner sanctum will enjoy calm, clear skies today.
Polkunka! Why do I believe it does say that?
One lie begets another, that makes sense, but is it really a saying back home? I've never heard of it. Yeah, I kind of made that one up. For real? Good one, good one, Phoenix. Your Majesty, the witness's testimony contains another flaw, one that's even more fatal to his cause.
More fatal, you say? The defense will explain himself at once.
Mr. Immis claims he was flying her up around the inner sanctum with his paraglider. But it would have been impossible to get all the way up there without any wind.
Why, yes, I believe you're right. We know the witness was at the inner sanctum, so... Mr. Immis, how'd you get there, and from where? The prison up top, of course. Whoa.
I mean, when he couldn't have flown up there from the bottom of the mountain. By process of elimination, the only starting point that makes any sense is... Your Majesty, I believe I have the answer to your question. To reach Inner Sanctum, Mr. Immis must have launched himself from here. Jeez, what an easy one right there.
Hoo-ha! Are you insane? That's where you came from?
He couldn't have come from below. The only other option is from above. So you see, Anonymous came down from Royal Planetary number 4. From there, he could have easily reached the Inner Sanctum by parachute. And that means he might have also killed the High Priest.
What?
Mr. Immis, were you the third party at the Inner Sanctum? And the one behind the warning to halt the right to the victim that the victim received? Was it you we saw in this final memory? Are you the rebel hunter, Lady Kira?
Hoo-ha!
Whoa. Big whoa.
Hey, prosecutor sir, help me out here.
Dot 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 dot. You did it, you finally left him speechless.
Ah, come on, Mr. Prosecutor Man.
Quiet, you fool. You should use this time to prepare yourself for what is to come. For a fate far worse than hangnail heck awaits for you now. Oh no. Dot 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 dot. Well done, defense. I must concede this point to you. The witness did in fact descend to the Inner Sanctum from Royal Planetary number 4. Huh? He didn't even put up a fight this time? Okay, I mean, he's gonna give that up, but he's still gonna say that Maya did it, though, so, I mean... It's not really... Yeah, that's awfully generous of him. If you're as perceptive as you seem, you surely have already figured out the riddle. The riddle of Anonymous's true identity. Oh, his true identity? Not sure I quite know yet. How do you not know? Dude, it's so obvious! But I guess I'll have to answer with something.
It would seem I am the only one still in the dark here. Would the defense care to enlighten me? Who is this man we've been calling Anonymous?
The witness's true identity is... the fact they're making you present evidence and not, gosh darn profile. Tells you everything you need to know about that. Is this really him? Only now do you realize the truth. Did you already know? No, he probably didn't, actually. Well, please do share with us your belated insight. What's wrong, Nick? Just say it! Because this isn't going to be very helpful to our case. Really? Are you sure? Unfortunately, I've got no other choice. Scruffy beard and shaggy mane completely threw me off. It's all becoming clear now. The nighttime base jump from the mountaintop prison. Precision landing at the Inner Sanctum using only a homemade parachute. Only a paratrooper, or more precisely a former paratrooper, could have pulled that off. So witnesses, that's our ball. Prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group.
What? Gaha!
He got me, oh shoot.
The witness is an escaped prisoner?
Precisely. The police have been scouring every corner of the city to no avail. Meanwhile, here he was under our noses the entire time.
Hoo-ha! Didn't think anyone would see through my clever disguise.
But the witness's charade is not all that has been shattered. Is it, defense? Boy, do I hate this guy. Please recall the defense's own words. Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the High Priest. The letter said, do not perform the rite. The Wright went on his schedule. I believe that is why the High Priest was murdered.
Who do you suppose sent that letter?
Person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. You claim that the real killer was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Yeah, and what's your point? What are the witnesses' true identity? Only a paratrooper, or more precisely, a former paratrooper could have pulled that off. So witnesses Datsar Ball, prison escapee and key member of Dirk's rebel group. That's true, too, but, I mean... maybe they had a reason to murder him, I don't know. Gasp! Oh no! He's a rebel and an escaped prisoner. He could not possibly have been Lady Kira, mortal enemy of the rebels. No! Now, perhaps the witness will enlighten us to the truth. After all, he has yet to refute any of this.
Hoo-ha! You got me! I'm the razor-sharp fangs of the Defiant Dragons.
Well, he's not acting any different so far.
That's our ball!
Confirmed. When did you get your memory back?
Oh, around the time you guys were talking about there being no wind. But you gotta give me credit for making up all that testimony off the top of my head.
Are you prepared to tell us the truth now?
Well, it's true I parachuted down to the inner sanctum, but I banged my head on impact and ended up unconscious outside the ritual curtain. In short, all my eyewitness testimony was a big fat lie.
A big fat lie?
Oh, and by the way, long time no see, Yudi.
What? Okay, sure. Dot 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 dot. Wait, they know each other? Your Majesty. This filthy rebel belongs in a jail cell.
Oh yes, of course. Bailiff, seize him at once. Seems you really have forgotten the Wheel of the Dragon, huh, Yudi? But I have it, the new dogs of the Garon regime are gonna lay a finger on me. Alley-oop!
What? The heck is going on here? Deploy all available resources. I want all units placed on high alert. What? High alert? No. Can't do that to us, man.
The escaped prisoner escaped again.
How do you let him escape in that situation? Aren't there armed guards outside the freaking door? I don't get it. The police force has been placed on high alert. He will be caught before long. Escaped prisoners escaped the law again after giving a ton of false testimony. Talk about a troublemaker. He really pulled a number on all of us. What was the point of all that anyway?
Well, I can't help but feel the entire episode was an enormous waste of time.
Your Majesty. Perhaps it was not as great of a waste as you might believe.
What makes you say that, Prosecutor Sadmati?
That Sarbal dropped something as he made his escape from these halls. That scrap of paper looks awfully familiar. What could it mean? Well, that doesn't look related, actually. Oh, wait, is that from the scroll that was in the Seance? Maybe. This appears to be direct orders from Dirk. Oh.
From Dirk, the rebel leader? Oh, but we'd only have a smaller corner of it.
Wait, I remember now. Your Majesty, I've seen that scrap of paper before.
You have?
Scrap of paper Datsar Ball dropped as a part of this. Wait, really? Do we even... What? But it doesn't seem right at the same time, though. I'm just gonna say this, I guess, but it doesn't really match up. But there's nothing here that matches up.
Take that!
But it is, I mean,
And this is...
I found it at the scene of the crime. It appears to be a copy of the order that Mr. R. Ball dropped. If we put the two together, we should be able to read what the order says. I don't get it, but okay.
Oh my, and just what does it say, Mr. Wright?
I can't read Khura'inese.
Prosecutor Sodmani, if you please.
The ignorant lawyer has not bothered to learn our language. Very well, then. Why does he need to pull out a scroll for that? What? Anyway. Dot, 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 dot. I do like reading. I do not understand. Well, what does it say? Using the lamplights as a landmark, he was to parachute down to the inner sanctum. Upon the rite's completion, he was to don Lady Kira's robes and make his escape.
What? That is how he was to escape from prison?
So I would assume that Mr. R. Ball was the one who killed the High Priest. Maybe it was because a bot in me tried to thwart his escape plan? Oh, foul lawyer. I'm afraid that is simply ludicrous. Huh? But I didn't say anything. Did he just read my mind? Wait, did he? Was there blue text there? What? It's hilarious. Oh my gosh. I know how your putrid mind works. Unfortunately for you, however, now that the rebels' escape plan has been revealed, it is clear that Datsar Ball is not the High Priest killer. How can you be so sure? If only you would... If only you would use that putrid brain of yours every once in a while. Datsar Ball's plan could not have worked without the help of a certain individual. Excuse me. What do you mean? I'm speaking of a bot in me, of course. Had Datsar Ball simply donned Lady Kira's robes and made his escape alone, he would have been far too conspicuous. But were he by the High Priest's side... Clap. Faithful citizens playing in the plaza would have no cause to suspect anything. It is therefore unthinkable that Datsar Ball was the High Priest killer. Ugh!
So then you're saying the High Priest was a... Oh, I cannot bear to say it.
I'm afraid it is so. He numbered among the rebels who threaten our kingdom.
How could this be?
The High Priest, a rebel? There must be some kind of mistake! Let it go and move on. Accept the truth, it is the only way. And that goes double for you, defense. Cease your futile battle now. And why should I? As I will now put the final nail in the coffin of the accused. Honestly, really, why should he? I mean, it's literally his battle to lose too, so I mean, there's no reason for him to give up. Now that we have eliminated Datsar Ball from our list of suspects, I can't talk, list of suspects, there's only one person that still remains, the accused Maya Fey. Hold it right there! Aren't you forgetting something important?
Something important? Please do explain, defense.
We can't end this trial without looking into the arrow. The murder weapon of the third party? Well... Well, I mean, that's the thing. The murder weapon was missing, right? Blah, 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 blah. There is a lot of stuff that we gotta look for. Definitely. Most certainly. Where do we go with this? The murder weapon was missing, right? So... resemble the three-pronged arrows once used by Lady Kira discovered near the High Priest's home. I don't think that's what we gotta be looking at either, though. I'm gonna say... Oh, man. It's definitely not that. I'm pretty sure it's not that. Oh, it's a 50-50 shot here. The murder weapon. That's a no. Rip. What about the murder weapon? We haven't found it yet. What does it matter if it has been found or not? Fact remains that the victim was killed with it by the accused. I also fail to see how that would be important, Mr. Wright. This, however, is... It seems there is no need to continue this trial any longer. No, Your Majesty, there still is something important that must be brought to light. Okay, the arrow. Excuse me. What about the arrow that was fired into the High Priest's house? It was simply a means to deliver the warning to letter to the victim. That's more or less the same conclusion we came to yesterday. You know, I guess you're right. Wait! But the third party was the freaking... What? Wait, I didn't even realize... I literally noticed at the last second that thing was still up there. Are you kidding me? Oh, then this should be just about right as well. Are you kidding me? You gotta be joking me. This is ridiculous. This is absurd. How can it be the third party? We already discovered the third party was that dude. I'm talking about the true identity of the Lady Kira we saw in the Seance vision. If that wasn't Datsar Ball, then who was it?
Objection.
No. The matter's already been resolved. It has? What's he talking about? It is as I have maintained from the start. There was no third party in the Seance vision.
Objection.
But there was another Lady Kira there besides Maya Fey. We all saw her. Oh, dang. What the? Yeah, Phoenix, this is your first time experiencing this?
Well, I mean, you know, I've already been there, Phoenix. Yeah, I'm from Apollo. Good luck.
I can't do my finger point. Huh. Yarg! Squeeze him. It is time to let it go and move on. Your fate has already been sealed, much like your arm. This hardly seems fair. How do you get his beads back? It is quite simple once you consider where the victim and the accused were at the time. The victim was near the spring with his back to the accused. What would he see ahead? Besides the water itself, there was nothing but the Warbod statue. Precisely. Wait, who said that? I thought that was Sadmat who said that. Oh, it was the judge. Okay. The Lady Kira we saw in the Seance is the Warbod statue draped in her sacred robes. No way! Hughes wanted the false Lady Kira to appear in the Seance vision. But she came from behind and stabbed the victim with a dagger and a reverse grip. But why would the accused want to do something like create a false Lady Kira? Show it to the victim as he was being slain. And what reason would the accused have to fool the victim she was about to kill? It was not the victim she was trying to fool. It was this very court itself. Come again? Suspicion would not fall on the accused if it looked like as if another Lady Kira was there. An offensive fool should have to fall for it and claim it as a third party in disguise. Are you saying? I am. It was all a cleverly wicked scheme perpetrated by the accused. A scheme in which she sought to use the Seance vision to mislead us. But the Seance vision still kind of incriminated her anyway, so, I mean, like... Well, until Phoenix tore it apart, but still. This can't be happening. What a face you are making, Defense. I'm surprised you were taking this so hard. After all, did I not clearly state a while back that you were chasing after naught but a deluded fantasy? Something has occurred to me, you see. Are your allegations of a third party... That and your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy. You're telling me he knew this is how it would turn out all the way back then? And that he was just waiting for the most effective moment to spring it on me? Do you understand now? I have had you dancing in the palm of my hand this entire time. It can't be.
This is an outrage. You took a royal priestess' sacred divination séance and used it to commit this most foul and despicable murder?
No, I did nothing of the sort. Maya. Nick, it's not true. I didn't. Cease this ugly display. Your fate is sealed now that the facts have been exposed. Your Majesty. The time has come to convict this criminal who only seeks to taint this sacred hall.
Indeed, it seems this trial is over. Does the defense wish to offer up yet another counter-argument or something?
The accused is not the killer! And, here's why. Now what do? I've got nothing.
It would appear that the defense has run out of arguments to make.
I'm for sure that the rebel was the killer. And the person with a possible motive, the one dressed as Lady Kira, has vanished. And I've got nothing to use against the prosecutor Saad Madhi's argument. Dang it, I can't lose now, not like this.
Very well then, I shall now render my verdict.
Wait! Please wait, I'm begging you. It is time to let it go and move on.
This trial will not be drawn out any longer. Defense has failed to counter the charge filed by the prosecution. In accordance with the law, I invoke the Defense Culpability Act against the defense. Now then, this court finds the accused Maya Fey, and the defense Phoenix Wright. Objection!
What? Edgeworth? Ugh! Edgeworth, save us! I swear if Edgeworth just randomly came and saved us, that would be so weird.
Your Majesty, please forgive the interruption, but...
Yes?
What is the meaning of this? A body has been found in the Plaza of Devotion, Your Majesty.
What's this? A body? What happened now?
And we found this sticking out of the victim. Why, that's Lady Kira's warbond dagger.
Lady Kira, she has returned from the Twilight Realm once more! She has come to defeat the rebels!
Peace!
Well, it would seem the dagger that was once lost has now been found.
I have one more thing to report, Prosecutor Saad Madhi.
Yes?
This dagger. It bears the fingerprints of Maya Fey on it.
Excuse freaking me? What? But why would Maya's prints be on it?
Twin sister, maybe?
Cannot believe it, yet it must be true.
Is something the matter, Prosecutor Saad Madhi?
This trial's run its course, and the accused's guilt has been firmly established. However, it would seem the defense was right about one thing. I was? claimed that the murder at the inner sanctum had been carried out by the rebel hunter masquerading as Lady Kira. I did say something to that effect, but what of it?
Prosecutor Sodmati, are you suggesting what I think you are?
I believe the true identity of the rebel hunter who has been masquerading as Lady Kira is none other than the accused Miss Maya Fey. What? Me?
What?
I realize how shocking this must seem. Looking back, however, I now realize there was much that pointed to this fact. The rebel hunting Lady Kira was first sighted about 2 years ago. The accused first came to our kingdom 2 years ago as well. Wait, excuse me? Has she really only been here for 2 years?
Why, the timing matches perfectly.
But there was more. That's a warning letter we found in the High Priest's bedroom 3 days before the rite. Despite his house being locked up tight that night. How does that prove anything? It's difficult to believe an intruder could have found a way to enter such a secure house. However, the accused was known to come and go freely there. Mainly to prepare for the purification rite. Ah! Abad in me was an important figure with a ton of duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind, even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house when I was between training sessions. The accused could have easily left the house unlocked for herself without anyone noticing. No! Lady Kira's warning updated in the court record. According to Lady Kira Dibotomy, only someone capable of entering the priest's home could have delivered it. If we assume that the accused was Lady Kira, that more than establishes her motive for killing the High Priest.
Yes, the victim was secretly an insurgent bent on helping Dat Sabal escape after all.
Precisely, that made him a target of Lady Kira's wrath. So then, couldn't Maya technically get off scot-free because she killed a rebel? I mean, wouldn't that be a good thing then, technically? I mean, I'm not seeing where she is still guilty. I mean, they hate the rebels, right? They want the rebels gone, right? Right? I don't get it. After killing the High Priest, she then unleashed her divine justice on another rebel. So it seems the scope of this case is expanded. We now have 2 murders perpetrated by Miss Maya Fey masquerading as Lady Kira. Even then, they're rebels. Does it matter?
If Miss Fey is indeed a serial killer, it would affect the severity of her punishment. In light of this, I believe the second murder must be investigated before we can proceed.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Maya Fey, I hereby charge you with this second murder. May your defiled soul feel the weight of your sins. A new murder charge on top of a guilty verdict?
It seems the defense will live to see one more day.
Talk about hanging on by a thread. Come tomorrow, a far more terrible punishment awaits you.
I hereby suspend these proceedings so that the second murder may be investigated. To the conclusion of this new investigation, this court is adjourned.
Yay for more murders! Woo! They saved us for yet another day! Woohoo! To be continued! Oh boy! That's some fantastic stuff, but everybody, I think with that, on the next exciting episode, we'll go ahead and continue our investigation anyway. Well, what will we find with this new murder? Who knows? It's kind of interesting. I had a feeling this was going to go multiple days, but I just didn't think it was going to go multiple days in this kind of fashion. Not a second murder. I mean, yeah, like, oh yeah, we don't do anything other than murder cases, so let's just double down on the murder case and make it even more murder case, because why not, you know? Oh boy. One of these days, Ace Attorney, one of these days, we need a real, not murder case. We need like a freaking, like, Grand Theft Auto robbery kind of thing. I don't know. Something really insane, you know? That isn't a murder, for once. I don't even know, man. I don't even know at this point. But, geez, Louise. Anyway, Aaron, next episode, we go back to investigation. We managed to not game over a second time, thank goodness. That was really close. Was not expecting that third party thing to be the answer, to be honest, because I thought the other ones were going to be the answer, but, go figure. Anyway, I'll see y'all later, everyone. You have a good one. See you next time. Excuse me. Bye. Hello, everyone. You've reached the end of this video, but before we go for the day, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to the Tier 4 and 5 channel members, Phoenix Edgeworth, Acheron X2, Menthy, and Meister Papala. Thank you all for being awesome and supporting the channel. If you too would like to also get your name shouted out at the end of each video and live stream, shoutouts are available for all Tier 4 and 5 channel members. I hope you all have an awesome day. I'll see you all later.